So I was going to head to the mountains today and do a completely different video, but today I'm going to come down here. And there's a guy that I follow. He does a lot of marathon running. He's Dave Crooks. He's a marathon runner here in Calgary, and this is one of the routes he uses. And I haven't been down here for ages, so I figured my usual routes around Shouldice Park and that are actually pretty clean. So I'm going to come down and do some litter picking down here. Made a start already, and see what I can find. Well, I have to say I've only come a short distance, and yeah, there's a lot of litter in areas is what I call historical litter. There's millions of little pathways go off through the side here too. I'm going to have to explore all those, because I'm sure I'll find litter down those. The historical litter, it tends to stay there a while. If people don't clean it up, it stays there a while, so it always looks worse. I see many videos in from the UK there. Liz and Ian, I think it is, with a channel. They've got a brilliant channel, fantastic name. It's called A Load of Rubbish, and it's, I really wish I'd thought of that name, because it's actually brilliant. Yeah. Where I am down now, this is a place called Shouldice Park. This is a whole bunch of sporting areas in kind of field, and that is over there. There's loads of sporting stuff and that down through here, lots and lots of it. So yes, you find historical rubbish, and many of my routes, you'll see I do the same routes over and over, because I know where all the bins are. See, it's like down here, I know I don't really want to go all the way off down that way, because that will take me off to downtown Calgary. However, I am going to cut along that way in a second. I'm going to head west here in a second, but just going to go along here and see if there's any more, and do that. But historical litter, it does build up over time, and then once you clear it out, it's then just a case of maintaining it to keep it nice. And they did a bunch of roundabouts in England. They did a series on their roundabouts, and I can tell you they found an awful lot of garbage. Right, so I'm just going to head down here, follow this upstream onto my right, and see what I can find. Well, this area along here is cleaner than I anticipated, so I'm going to go further up the road actually. But, I thought there might be more garbage this way. You can see how high the river is. Unfortunately, you can't make this into a nice loop, because there is a railway track the other side, and you're not allowed to cross the railway track. And there is no footpath. There are paths that go up along that hill, but you have to cross the railway track, and there are no railway crossings. So I'll just do a long distance piece here, just make sure this is clean. There's a couple of little bits. I'll just do along here, and then I'm going to head further up the road, I think. Right, well, that's one bucket done already. Now I've moved further up the road. Reason being, there's some kind of major sporting event going on down there, and they need all the parking they can. So I'm going to move. I've moved up the road a little bit just to make it easier for them. And I'm going to go down and do these trails. In the last area to where I am now, just over through there, there are actually a couple of private houses in there, which has amazing spots, absolutely amazing spots. But you can't walk along the riverbank at the moment because it's just too high, way too high. Normally you can get along there, but not today. Not as you plan on swimming upstream very, very fast. So I've done one bucket and emptied it already, and as you can see, I'm well on the way to the next bucket. Now the reason I like to do my regular parks is because I know where all the garbage cans are, so I know how far I have to walk with a bucket before I can empty it. Down through here again, there's many little side paths and what have you, go off in all directions that you can imagine. Yeah, so I will see what garbage I can find along here. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. So yeah, it doesn't look too bad at all. So I will continue down this way back to the river, see what I can find, and we can go from there. Yeah, that bench needs a little bit of work. Yeah, the river, wow, is it ever up? Yeah. Oh yeah. Normally the water here is way lower. You can get out to these trees and what have you along here, no problem. So, not at the moment. Yeah. We have had some crazy rain. My plan for today was to actually head out to the mountains and do some more trail clearing on a trail that, by this time I've usually done quite a bit on that trail, but I don't know if you can see it in this shot, but that cloud is moving very fast, and they have on low wind speed would obviously be like 1 or 2. 5's getting interesting. It's currently running 10 out there, so the forest that I tend to go to clear the trails, there's a lot of deadfall in there, and it's not a good place to be. It's about 8 to 10 kilometres down a trail in the middle of nowhere on my own. Cutting trees is not a great plan. So I thought, well, since it's so windy, I'll stay in town and do something useful here. So, like I say, look how high that water is. Wow. Yeah. Okay, I will continue on around the path. This actually looks pretty clean. But, we will see what we can find on the way around. This tree fluff, like from the aspens, it's a pain in the rear end because it always looks like big piles of tissue, but it's not. It's actually just tree fluff. Yeah. Right, I will continue on down this way and see if I can find any more. Ooh, is it ever windy down here? Well, I just bumped into some really nice people there talking about saws and tree clearing and all that kind of stuff. That's good. Nice to meet you guys. Yeah. And it this tree fluff along here is a pain because it keeps looking like tissue. Yeah, and it's not. Yeah. So I'm going to walk away. There's a boat launch right at the far end of here, and the guy was saying that somebody's dumped a whole pile of garbage up here somewhere, so I'm going to see if I can find out where that is. But I don't know where the bins are along here. This is the problem. I can fill my bin up, my bucket, and see what I can do. But I don't know where all the bins are because I need to empty the bucket regular. Yeah. Right, let me head down through here, see if there's any garbage down through here. The water levels are really up, eh? Yeah. That bench has seen better days, but it's still useful. Yeah. Well, there's not much garbage down in here. He said there's a whole bunch stashed up in here somewhere. Probably up by the other end, I should think. Oh, somebody's dog's trying to catch a squirrel. Best of luck with that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you ain't got to catch a squirrel in there, I tell you. Yeah. See how high that water is. Right, I will continue on my way and see what I can find. Right, this is a boat launch that you can use for rafting and what have you. This is underneath the Trans-Canada Highway. And I was going to say, I haven't found many cigarette ends until I got to here. Oh my good bloody god. Yeah. I just found a bike slung in the grass, so I'll put that under there. So if this is your bike and you see this video, this is Shouldice Park underneath the bridge here at the public boat launch. So if you're looking for that, that's where it is. Right, just found a whole bunch in here. I've got to do something about all these cigarette ends. That's insane. Look at them. There's hundreds. So that is insane. So let me see if I wish I had a brush now. But there is a bin I spotted just up over that way. So I will clean up around here. Oh my god, does this ever need a clean? Okay, let me get on with this. Okay, I just picked up 110 cigarette ends. My hand now hurts. Anybody that does litter picking and picking up cigarette ends will know how painful that is. Yeah, holy crap. I just picked up 110. There are literally thousands of them here. Thousands and thousands of them. That is disgusting, people. Yeah, absolutely disgusting. Right, well this is bucket number 3. I'm glad I came down here today because this is obviously a different route, different garbage. Oh my goodness. It'd be nice if there was a pathway along the other side because you could actually turn this into quite a nice loop. But unfortunately there isn't one. Wow, is this ever high? Look at that. Yeah. It was much higher the other day too, way higher. So I will do some more up underneath here. Just going to let some circulation get back into my hand because that hurts. Yeah. Wow. 110 bloody cigarette ends and I didn't even make a dent in them there. Not even a dent. So it's yeah, this is a project I'm going to have to come back, maybe bring some people with me as well, so if I can do something about this. It's insane, absolutely insane, absolutely bloody ridiculous. Look at it, cigarette ends everywhere. There's literally thousands of them. Look at that, piles and piles of them. Right, I'm going to pick up a few more, and it's I'm going to get, there's a bin just over there, so I'm going to go and empty my bucket because it's getting a little full, as you can see. Wow, I had no idea this was that bad under here. Right, well, okay, this is somewhere I will have to return to. Right, I'll pick up a few more and I'll be on my way. Okay, I just had a thought. Where I am, this was all flooded the other day. This is all full of water. So I'm wondering if all those cigarette ends over there, because it looks like there's piles and piles of them. I'm wondering if that's what got washed down the river and got dumped there. If it is, that is disgusting. That's what's in the river. Yeah, because I know this was all underwater the other day. You can see it's pretty wet in it. Yeah. Wow. I bet you that was what was coming down under the river. You'll notice there's a lot of construction going on around here as well. They're laying new water mains. I bet you that's why there's so many over there. There's literally thousands of them. So I bet you they got washed down the bloody river. Yeah. Oh my good God. Right, okay. I will go empty this bucket. It's getting very full and very heavy. And I'll move around and get some more. I'm going to continue on up to the old Bowness Bridge up there. I have just emptied out another bin. It's a nice bike, eh? Yeah. Somebody camping over there. That's good. Yeah. The whoever's OIC garbage at Shouldice Park. Holy crap! Does this place ever need a good clean? I'm going to have to come back through. I'm going to have to turn this into part of my regular route, I think, because this is just insane. Absolutely insane. I'm convinced there's so many cigarette ends on that piece I was looking at just now because of the river. I think that lot got washed down the river, which is very disturbing to say the least. Yeah. So this piece doesn't actually look too bad. There's a picnic area up through here. So I'm going to go up towards the old bridge up here. This is the Bowness Road Bridge, and see what I can find along there. Oh, there's some garbage there. Let me just grab that. That's a cool old tree stump. I wonder how old that is. Yeah. That over there was the original, the bridge that you can see nearest me was the new bridge going into Bowness. The one the other side that I'm going to head up to in a minute, that is the old bridge. So I'll head up there and see what I can find. I've said in many of my other videos about putting the net across the river and just wondering how many thousands of cigarette ends there are floating down the river. Well, I think after looking at what I just found washed up under that bridge, I think there's probably tens of thousands floating down the river. Come on, smokers, you can do better than that. That is disgusting. Yep, and I'm absolutely convinced that I'm right on that matter. That's exactly why there's so many there. That's what got washed down the river. Holy crap. Right, let me clean up some stuff that I can see here, and then I'll move on up to the bridge. Something I have mentioned in many of my videos around Calgary is just how much of a bikeable city Calgary is. All the way around the city you'll find these bike paths there everywhere. Yeah, I think there's 1,200 kilometres of bike paths now, and expanding, hopefully. So I'm just going to head underneath the main Bowness Bridge here, up around the other side onto the old bridge. This looks fairly clean. This is nice. This is nice. Yeah. Ooh. Look at how much bloody water is. So this bridge is the new bridge, as I call it, into Bowness. That one over there is the old bridge. Yeah. Bunch of cyclists just coming through. Like I say, Calgary is a very bikeable city. Cyclists everywhere, which is always good to see. Yeah. Right, so I'm just going to check up and around here. Going to head up onto the what I call the old bridge. This looks pretty clean. Nice. Hey, little birdies. Yeah, see all the debris and the rocks. So this was definitely higher. Yeah. Okay, I need to make this part of my regular route and keep chipping away at it. I just found some garbage over there in the bushes. I'm just going to grab that and then head up over the bridge. Now, there is a trail here that, at low water, this pathway here, you can actually follow this pathway all the way along to Dale Hodges Park, all the way along the riverbank, but I wouldn't recommend it at the moment because I think that's going to be a little wet. Yeah. Right. Yep, that's the bridge. I will do a bit more cleanup and then be on my way. Right, this is the old John Hextall Bridge. Now, there used to be nice planters and that along here, and a nice walkway, but they took all that out. I think it was getting a bit old, falling to pieces. So the way I came was down underneath there, so I will head back that way. But, so I'm going to head down across the bridge. Just spotted a cigarette end, so I will do that, get that cleaned up, head over the bridge to the other side. I'm just going to go over to the other side, turn around and come back again, and then I'm going to head back up this side of the river. Wow. Yeah, I started another bucket. This is bucket number 5 so far. Right, let me head up that way. So I've just come down the other side of the bridge here. A nice little park. I think I'll use this as my turnaround. Yeah, actually looks pretty clean in here. I can't remember what the name of this park is called now. I see some garbage over there, so I'll go and clean that up. What is this called? John Hextall Park. There we go. Well, Mr. John Hextall, I'm not quite sure who you were. I shall look you up. Something to do with the city of Calgary by the look of it. And I will clean up a bit more. I did just find a really nice clean towel and a very nice t-shirt over there, which I've hung on the back of that bench. So hopefully, there's a lot of homeless people in Calgary, so hopefully somebody will spot that, make use of it. It's no good to me, unfortunately. It's way too big for me, but somebody may get some use out of it. Right, let me tidy up these few little bits and pieces I can see around here, and then I'm going to head back over the bridge. Okay, so this is still in Hextall Park here, and this is one of the reasons that we end up with so many bloody cigarette ends in the rivers. Look, people obviously sit here, smoke, look at the great view. It's a nice picture of the bridge over there, it's very nice, and then dump all the cigarette ends on the ground. I've picked up so far 200 cigarette ends, so I'm going to pick up a bunch more, and then hopefully stop some of them ending up in the river, and go back over that way. So 52 cigarette ends from one bench, and I'm sure if I rummage around I could probably find more. Right, so I'm going to head back across the bridge. I just did down that way, just did over there, just did over there. Like I say, I found this a very nice t-shirt. It's a really good quality, and it's clean too, so somebody's obviously taken it off and then forgot where they put it. So there's a really nice t-shirt there if you need one, and a very clean towel too. So yes, hopefully somebody makes some use of that. Right, I'm going to continue up over that bridge again, back over the other side and back into Shouldice Park, see if I can get some more of those cigarette ends. So that's about 250 cigarette ends so far today. Good grief, people. Right, so I did down along the steps, all up round that way. Oh, I am now over 300 cigarette ends for the day. My hand officially hurts. Anyone who picks up cigarette ends with a litter picker can verify you very quickly get hand cramp. Yeah. This was originally the main road across here. Yeah. And if you look, these are the old rail tracks. They used to have the streetcars to come through here. This is where the old rail tracks used to come through. That was the streetcar track into Bowness, when Bowness was a little village on the outskirts of Calgary. Now it is very much part of Calgary, and I can tell you now, there's a place in there if you really want to go find really nice food and great people, and I mean really nice food. There's a place called Cadence Coffee down in what's the name there, in Bowness. People think it's just a coffee house. It's not. I can tell you now, they do the best bison. Every time I go in, okay, I'm hungry now. Every time I go in there, I always get a bison burger. They are absolutely bloody lovely. Yeah, let me tell you. So if you're down in Bowness, head into Cadence Coffee. It's a little red building on the side of the road there. Loads of parking, and I can tell you now, super nice people and bloody amazing food. Really nice food. I'm not looking at that cloud and thinking to myself, that's really nice. But I need to get off this bridge because it's hard to keep all the stuff in the bucket when the wind's blowing that hard. Yeah. Right, so there's some steps here. So I cleaned up the path, the cycle path round to the left, so I'm just going to go down here and clean up down these steps. Should be pretty good. And then I head back into Shouldice Park. Right, on I go. Now, one thing that Shouldice Park does have that, other than a lot of cigarette ends, is a fully accessible play park. There's no kids here at the moment, so I can do some bit of filming in here. So it's fully accessible, so kids in wheelchairs, if you're hard of walking or whatever, fully accessible all the way around. It's brilliant. This is a great spot. So I'm just going to make sure there's no garbage in here. If there was kids here, I wouldn't normally film if there was kids here, but yeah. See? This is brilliant. This is what I like to see. How to learn Braille. Yeah. I have enough trouble with English, let alone Braille. Yeah. This actually looks remarkably clean in here, so this is very nice to see. Oh, a fire truck or something coming up through here. Right, we head up through and I'll go and pick up some more of those cigarette ends. Okay, so that's the park piece all cleaned up. Just bumped into a nice lady there, just tapped her, Michelle, and her dog's name was Toff, T-O-P-H. That's an unusual name, eh? Yeah, but park's all nice and clean now. This is bucket number 6. Yeah, I've got half a bucket there, so 5.5 buckets so far. Yeah. Now she said the crews do come through here and clean up, but yeah, I think they're missing a lot of the little bits. The big bits I think people tend to spot and clean up, but it's the little bits that accumulate really fast, especially things like cigarette ends and stuff. So, right, so I'm going to head back down underneath that bridge. I can't leave that number of cigarette ends underneath that bridge, it's bugging the hell out of me. I'm well over 350 cigarette ends now, and my hand actually hurts. So I will head back down that way. I'm going to do a few more because I can't leave them there, and then head back around to where I parked. Yes, I definitely need to come here again. This is going to have to become part of a regular route, I think, to keep on top of it. Right, let me head down and back under the Bridge of Doom and see what else I can find. Yes, this is the boat launch here. You can come and launch from here. See all those pipes and construction over there. That's all part of the new water main. We've been having troubles with the water main here in Calgary. I don't know if you've seen it on the news, but we've been having problems. So they're laying in a completely new water main. So all the way along here you'll find these enormous pipes, and trust me, those pipes are huge. I can walk through those pipes no problem whatsoever. But yeah, they are big, and they're laying them all the way down from the reservoir up that way and off into downtown. So yes, right, so I am now approaching 400 cigarette ends. My hand is killing me. I should have bought a little rake or something with me, but if I'd known it was actually this bad, I would have done. So either way, I will go and grab some more, because I figure every one that's off the ground is one less that can end up in the river. So I will head down underneath this way, grab some more of those and clean up those. Okay, that's backbreaking. I have now hit 500 cigarette ends. Look at it, just insane. And there's thousands more. Yeah, so that's 500. My hand is now officially hurting, not picking up any more. I will come back another day and do some more. I need to find a bin. I think there's a bin over there I can see. Can empty this bucket. Good grief, people. 500 cigarette ends. I didn't think I'd find hardly any on this route, but there's literally 500, and I'm absolutely convinced I'm right, because all the water would have washed down through here, and anything that was floating in the water would have ended up here. That's why there's thousands of them here. So imagine how many there are actually floating down the river. That's disgusting. Right, okay, so this is bucket 5.5. I will finish picking up some of this other plastic crap that I can see here, but my hand is officially hurting now from all the cigarette ends. 500 cigarette ends, people. Crikey, you know, that's just ridiculous. Right, but that's 500 that aren't on the ground, so either way, it's a good thing. So I will pick up some more of this garbage that I can see laying here, and I think I can spy a bin through the trees over there, so I'll go and empty this bucket. Well, that's a cool tree. Kind of place you'd find some garbage, maybe. Dogs have definitely been digging over here. Oh, let's have a look. What do we find? Oh yeah, there we go. One lid. Yes, that's a start. We'll clean that up. Yeah, it's actually quite pleasant down through here. Very nice indeed. Right, let me get that cleaned up and on my way.